Hi, so I'm here with Jax Leatherwood. He's a quarterback at University of Nevada, Reno. He's originally from San Diego. We've worked together since he was a ninth grader in high school. It's been a minute since we've worked together. Always excited to get back on the field with him and pick his brain on how it's going for him, where he's at now. So hand this over to you, Jax. I'm going to ask you three questions and just kind of answer based off of what you think would be something that somebody could digest. That's a high school athlete that wants to be in your shoes. So, number one, what would be the biggest difference between playing at the high school level versus the college level as a quarterback?
I'd say first of all, it's pretty obvious is the speed of the game. There's times where you throw a ball up and you think you have a touchdown or a completion, and somehow the defensive player just ends up making a play on it. And another thing that I've noticed is the difference in the playbook, how extensive it is compared to your high school playbook. That's about 50 plays maybe. You get into the college level and it's at least 150 plays, and you got to understand all of it. I'd say those two, the speed and the playbook, are the biggest differences.
So, the first part of your answer, you had talked about the speed of it. What would you say? Like you might have a particular play in mind that you're thinking of, but like, what would you say to a quarterback as far as being able to have success and throw on time?
Yeah, so I'd say you got to understand what's going on pre-snap, so that you're able to make your make your decision post-snap a little easier.
Sure.
And I'd also say you have to throw the receiver open. You can't wait until the receiver gets
Got to
open.
anticipate, right?
Yep, because
Yeah.
if you wait, defensive player is going to make a play on it.
And then as far as like the volume, you talk about the volume at the college level being a lot bigger. What is the strategy that you use that you feel is successful for you? And then maybe what's one strategy that you've seen other people use?
Yeah, so what I do is I try to look over the plays as many times as possible before the practice. So I'll look at it once in the morning, once in the afternoon, a couple times at night. Just try to run it through my mind over and over, and that works for me. Some of my other quarterback teammates, they they go through the plays and they'll either visualize them the day before and try to make sense of them in their mind, or they'll write the play down in a note sheet without looking at it and then check their answers.
Awesome. Number two, as far as being a student, being in the classroom and managing the life of a college student, because the schedule is not just linear, it's not just like one class, next class. You got a different class schedule based off of availability. So, what would be your biggest piece of advice to somebody transitioning from high school to the university?
So I'd say if you were able to get into college, you know how to do this. The biggest thing, especially what I see with athletes, is just showing up. You have to go to class. If you go to class, you'll be able to understand the material well enough to pass. I've seen too many cases where guys just say, "Oh, I'm going to take a nap. Oh, I'm going to go out to eat with my girl," or something like that, and it doesn't end up working out for them. Then they have extra study hall hours. I mean, just going to class is the biggest thing in
I
college.
would say, from my experience being a part of 11 different college football programs, that is 100% the
Mm-hmm.
best advice that you can give.
Mm-hmm.
Just show up.
Yep. Yep.
So, last thing before we get on the field, we start doing some work and start moving around and visualizing defenses. The last thing that I want you to talk to people watching this is, what would be your biggest piece of advice in regards to choosing a school?
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously we want to go where we can play ball. We want to go where we're sought after.
Mm-hmm.
But you, after being on a college campus and being there, what would be your biggest piece of advice on choosing a school?
I'd say the comfortability factor. You have first of all, you have to love the campus. You have to love everything it brings. And the second part of that is you have to be comfortable enough with the coaches. I mean, choosing a school, especially in football, is so much about the coaches. Even though the coaches could up and leave at any moment, you never know. College football is crazy. Um, you have to be comfortable enough with them to be able to talk to them, and I would hope that your families get to know them. So there's this more of a it's more of a thing where instead of just being away from home and being, a little bit afraid, a little bit nervous and stressed, you have people to go talk to, and you know that your family is going to back the people that you're going to talk to.
I think that's really good. Thinking about the landscape today, um, and just thinking about the goal of going and getting an education. I mean, when you go get an education, independent of football,
Mm-hmm.
obviously football is a big part of why you chose that particular school,
Mm-hmm.
but you're going to go get educated anywhere,
Yep.
anyways,
Mm-hmm.
right? You want to be able to set yourself up. so that you're employable down the road. You're gaining skills to be able to make a good living down the road.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, looking at it from the standpoint that college coaches are going to come and go.
Yep.
They've got their resume stops. That school is part of their resume.
Mm-hmm.
Your stop at your school is for the rest of your life. You're going to be an alumni there.
Yep.
You're going to have relationships with people that are going to start businesses, or you're going to start a business with, or they're going to be part of your wedding. And so, piece of advice I would give young people as they're choosing a school is look at it as a lifetime investment.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
appreciate it, Jax.
Of
That's
course.
good, man.
Of course.
Peace out.
There we go.